The FBI has discharged another transcript of a meeting with one of the Boston bombers, demonstrating the Bureau engaged with the lives of the Tsarnaev siblings, before they committed the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings. The FBI's hostile to fear-based oppression exercises could really be helping make psychological oppressors for the military/modern/security complex. The recently discharged FBI meet with the Boston bomber Tamerlan Tsarnaev vindicates them controlling an eventual psychological oppressor. The Free Thought Project. On the 23rd day of April in 2011, Tamerlan Tsarnaev was met by the FBI, at the demand of the Russians who said they were worried in regards to the young fellow's connections to Chechen Islamic extremists. After 2 years, Tamerlan, who was around 24 at the season of the meeting, would go ahead to wind up noticeably the scandalous Boston plane in the 2013 Boston Marathon bombings. Close by his brother, Joe Carr, they exploded 2 custom-made weight cooker bombs close to the end goal at the marathon. The assault slaughtered 3 and harmed almost 300 individuals. The consequent manhunt drove specialists to the Tsarnaev siblings, who went on the pursuit taking in the experts were on their trail. Tamerlan was murdered by his sibling after he froze and ran him over with his auto. Joe Carr was later shot and captured while covering up inside a boat. While the FBI conceded, at the season of the bombings, that it had talked with Tamerlan, it was just this week that it discharged the points of interest of the meeting. The young fellow said he was drawn closer by 4 fashionable men, who talked with no accents, and recognized themselves as FBI specialists. They revealed to him they needed to converse with him and said they'd be back the next day to talk with him, however stayed away forever. They offered no business cards nor any contact data. Tamerlan more likely than not considered it odd, and the FBI did not recognize they were genuine FBI operators amid the meeting. The FBI at that point solicited Tamerlan an arrangement from questions identified with his everyday exercises. He was gotten some information about his Chechen legacy yet said he had a few Russian companions in the U.S., wanting to accuse the pioneers of Russia, Putin, and Medvedev, as opposed to the Russian individuals. He at that point portrayed his boxing exercises, saying he would have liked to have the capacity to box for the U.S. national team sometime in the future. Whenever inquired as to whether he'd ever consider joining the military, he said he liked to prepare to be an expert boxer. Tsarnaev, a Muslim, was gotten some information about his exercises at the nearby mosque. He said he went to the mosque on Fridays for supplications, alongside a couple of his companions from secondary school, yet conceded he knew few individuals at the mosque. He said he knew about Islamic radical data on the web yet said he never frequented such locales. The FBI got some information about different religions and he reacted by saying he had regard for all religions and that being a piece of one improves one's life. Nothing from the meeting purportedly brought any warnings up according to the FBI, yet something intriguing to note, and what may be grub for connivance scholars, was the abnormally exceptional experience, not recorded, with 4 men allegedly having a place with the FBI. As we've gained from consequent FBI examinations, one as later as the present declaration of the capture of 2 Chicago ISIS sympathizers, the department has a broad system of sources. Those people frequently invade the lives of focused people, with an end goal to check whether they're equipped for doing fear-monger assaults. They're at that point gave a chance to do as such, and it's around then they're captured. The FBI at that point assumes praise for keeping a psychological oppressor assault, in this manner approving their against fear-based oppressor spending plan and exercises. A few commentators of the FBI call those activities nothing not as much as entanglement. Also, without the assistance of the FBI, those people would apparently be approaching their ordinary exercises, unconcerned with completing demonstrations of psychological warfare. The FBI's hostile to psychological warfare exercises, some have stated, really make fear-based oppressors out of normal natives. While it's as yet misty, from Tsarnaev's meeting, regardless of whether the Boston bombings was one such sting operation that turned out badly, the certainties are presently ending up clear. Tsarnaev was drawn nearer by individuals he thought were the FBI. He was then met by the FBI. He and his sibling at that point besieged the Boston Marathon. What occurred between the season of the meeting and the season of the bombarding is as yet obscure. In any case, we trust that activists utilizing the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, can reveal any administration archives which may have the capacity to answer those staying unanswered inquiries. One thing is presently for certain. Whenever Tsarnaev, mother, guaranteed the match of siblings were being taken care of by the FBI, her allegations were met with much distrust. She declared her children's blamelessness and said the FBI comprehended what they were doing from the start. They used to come to our home, they used to converse with me. They were disclosing to me that he, the more established, 26-year / Tamerlan, was truly a radical pioneer and that they feared him. They disclosed to me whatever data he gets from these fanatic locales. They were controlling him, they were controlling his each progression. And now they say this is a fearmonger act. Never at any point is this valid. My children are honest.